What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Got some breaking news, man, from ESPN. Head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton, has tested positive for coronavirus. So sad to hear that. It was announced on ESPN. As you know, he led the New Orleans Saints to their first ever Super Bowl championship, defeating the Indianapolis Colts, led by Peyton Manning, 31-17 in 2010. So sad to hear. Just guys, everybody just got to quarantine and chill. I think that's the hashtag quarantine chill. Be very diligent. Use your hand sanitizer. Wash your hands with soap. Alcohol, peroxide, all that is available if you don't have the hand sanitizer. I know they're probably running very low in these stores. People buying those things up. But those are other methods of to keep yourself clean and keep your hygiene up. Again, head coach Sean Payton has tested positive for coronavirus. He's the first notable person in the NFL that has contracted that virus. As you know, the sports world was shocked last week when Rudy Gobert, center from the Utah Jazz, had tested positive for coronavirus. And just the other day, Kevin Durant, first ballot surefire Hall of Famer, was tested positive for coronavirus. So this thing, coronavirus, it doesn't care how famous you are, how much money you got, whatever the case may be, man. This is attacking everybody and it's spreading. So everybody just got to be diligent, man. But that's the sad thing here. Hopefully he'll, I know he'll do the right thing. He'll quarantine, and I think it's gonna be for 14 days, and take the next necessary steps to overcome this virus. So I pray for him and his family, man, and hopefully he get through this, man. Head coach Sean Payton, man, him and Drew Brees continue to have a great run there in New Orleans. Have been to multiple playoffs, have won multiple division championship, and again, delivered the city's first ever Super Bowl championship in 2010. So hopefully we'll get some good news on him in the near future that he's quarantined and he's overcome the obstacle of coronavirus. Now I got some other news in the NFL today. Running back Todd Gurley has been cut by the Los Angeles Rams. And as you know, man, he had 2 great years with the Rams. One of those years, he was in contention for the MVP of the NFL. Came up a little bit short as they gave it to. I think it gave it to Peyton Manning the year Peyton Manning won it. But he was in the running. It was him, Todd Gurley, Tom Brady, and Carson Wentz before he got hurt. So he was one of the best players in the NFL during that 2-year stretch. Suffered a knee injury and haven't been quite the same since coming back from that knee injury. Now he got a big-time contract deal with the team after playing those 2 great years. But ever since the contract's been signed and the injuries, his play has been on the downhill, on a downslide. And the team had to make the decision, and they came to the decision today to cut Todd Gurley. Now they've got a lot of money tied up in the quarterback Jared Goff too. He's making a lot of money too. So it's gonna be interesting to see what type of running back they look to bring in. They'll probably be looking to draft a running back. And this is a pretty strong, stable running backs that's coming out in the draft this year. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin could be a guy that they look at. D.K. Dobbins from Ohio State could be a guy they're looking at. Cam Akers from Florida State. Them guys could be a running back that they're looking at. Those 3 guys could be on the board when the Rams select their first round pick in the upcoming draft in April. The Rams will be picking late on in the draft, somewhere in the 20s. I think they'll probably be picking. They'll be picking somewhere late on in the draft. But one of those three of those running backs should be available in the draft by that time, and they'll be looking maybe to bring that guy in. Even the guy running back out of LSU, the little stocky little running back guy, Emmitt Smith, 22 signature, had a great year with LSU. Number 22, Hilaire Smith. He could be there. He might not. It's borderline if he'll be there, but he could be there too, man. But most definitely, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, And D.K. Dobbins will be there when the Rams be ready to make their pick in the first round. So look for them to take a running back there. If not, that they're not in the first round, for sure in the second round, look for the Rams to take a running back because they have a need there now that they cut running back Todd Gurley. Now, Todd Gurley will have some suitors. He has some teams looking to bring him in. You know, he had to come in for a much lower rate than he was making when he was with the Rams after signing that big contract with the team. But there'll be some teams looking at him. Atlanta Falcons just released their starting running back. They could be a team in the market for Todd Gurley. Another runner, maybe the Kansas City Chiefs, as they cut ties with LaShawn McCoy. They cut ties with him. Yeah, they could maybe be looking to bring in Todd Gurley there to split some of the carries with Williams, two-headed running back combination they have in Kansas City. So there'll be some couple of destinations I mentioned. There'll probably be some other teams that'll be interested in his services, and we'll just see what happens in the coming days and coming weeks as far as team signing Todd Gurley. But that's the news that's going down right now. Again, head coach Sean Payton of the New Orleans Saints has tested positive for coronavirus, and Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews, forgot about that. Clay Matthews has been cut also by the Los Angeles Rams. Clay Matthews is a guy that's going to be debated when his career is over with. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Had some great years with the Green Bay Packers, but since then he hasn't been able to put up the numbers and had the impact since he left Green Bay. When he went to the Rams, he had, you know, he didn't have the same impact. So it remains to be seen what team will be picking him up. He's a guy that's a pass rusher. And at this point in his career, he might just be a pass rush specialist. Because he seemed like he got exposed on rundowns real bad this past season with the Rams. So he might have to be going into playing lesser of a role on the team and basically be a third down pass rush specialist. It remains to be seen if that's the case, but that's what I saw last year. Based on what I saw last year, his playing the run production really fell off when he was with the Rams compared to what he was with Green Bay. He wasn't a great run stopper in Green Bay, but he was decent enough to be offset by such a great pass rusher. His not being as great of a run stopper was kind of offset, but he went to the Rams. His pass rushing capabilities fell off a little bit, and then his run stopping capabilities were real fell off worse than what it was in Green Bay, and it never was a strong point in Green Bay. So at this point of his career, in my opinion, I think he's a third down pass rush specialist. We'll see what happens with him too, man. There'll be some teams looking to bring him in too, man. He's a veteran. Once been to was he on that Green Bay team that I think he won a Super Bowl. He might have been injured on that Green Bay team that beat the Steelers at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Aaron Rodgers won and only Super Bowl. I'm not for sure if he was on that team or if he was on that team, was he injured? But he's been in multiple playoffs, and it's been the anchor of a lot of Green Bay Packers defensive teams that have had a lot of success and have made playoff runs. So we'll see what he does here next season and what team will be looking to bring him in, and thinks that he can still help them. Especially in the pass rush. We'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. Holla.